Hey, how we doing? It's July 30th, and I am your host, TK Nation. Ready to break down another slate of MLB games today. We got 8 on the slate, and I'm looking forward to hopefully bouncing back. I did not have much exposure to the late games yesterday, and they crushed me. The Angel stack went off, and it knocked me out of the cash. But hey, you win some, you lose some. We've been on a roll, so let's keep it going. All right, first game I like to talk about is the Cleveland-Minnesota game. I like both pitchers in this game. I think Bieber is a good GBP play as a plus 110 underdog. He had 14 Ks in the first start. He had a 30% K rate last year, 42% hard contact rate. He is susceptible to the home run ball. He does throw a lot of fastballs. He does throw a lot of strikes. The Twins, definitely not a good matchup, but they do strike out a lot. Ponce de Leon had 6 Ks through 3 innings. I mean, I know it didn't end well for him, but still, first couple of times through the lineup, he did do pretty well. On the other side, Berrios is probably the better play, I would say, as the 110 favorite. He's got a 2.5 ERA against Cleveland last year. He does have their number, so to speak. Not very good BVP on the Cleveland side. It's slim. The lefties do pose a threat to Berrios, but there are some bad lefties in the Cleveland lineup. The Zimmerman's not that good. He does have good matchups against worse pitchers, but Berrios being a better pitcher, I don't really like this matchup for him. We just lost Roberto Perez, and them two know each other really well from the national team, both being Puerto Rican and everything like that. So there's some spots here if Berrios can get some easy Ks. Maybe some easy outs. I could see the Twins maybe getting to Bieber a little bit because of the fastballs he throws over the plate for often. So I do like the Twins in this matchup. Berrios, he's got a 23% K rate and a low walk rate, so he's going to be generating a lot of hits or generating a lot of outs, not many hits. So I side with Berrios on this slide. I know Chris Holdador is going to love that because he and I are rivals when it comes to Twins and Indians. So I'm sure he'll hear this and he'll be excited to hear that I am on the Twins tonight. Let's get into the next pitching matchup I really like. Ryan Yarborough, a plus 130 underdog, going up against the Atlanta Braves. He is a 7K per 9 inning pitcher, 20% K rate, not really that good, but he does have low walk rates. He doesn't generate a lot of hard contact, only 30% hard contact and 43% ground ball rate. So he does put the ball on the ground, and he does have a lot of weak contact. So I do like Ryan Yarbrough. He eats innings. His arm is much more stretched out over the years. It's a guy that used to start as just the opener, and then somebody come in for innings 2, 3, and 4. But now he's really stretched out to 5, 6 innings long. Atlanta's not really that good of a matchup, but he has got to get through like maybe 1 through 4, and it doesn't get really that good after that. And the 8.5 total kind of shows you that this matchup is going to be maybe low scoring. It's going to be hot in Atlanta though, so it's careful where we go with this pitching matchup. There might be some pop-up showers. Maybe have to check in the weather a little bit closer to lock. But let me get you to the next pitcher on this side of the ball on this matchup. Max Fried pitched really well in his opening day start. He is a minus 130 favorite, and he had a 3.21 in his home park last year ERA. It's really nice to see a young pitcher like Max Fried, who had 17 wins last year, start to come around. He did have over 333 BABIP last year. That's unfortunate, but hey, he's gonna have to deal with some lumps and pains over the early years of his career. But he generates 53% ground balls. I really like that. 38% hard contact. Fried, definitely a better pitcher than Yarborough, but hey, I mean, your hitters got to hit, and I think the Rays can get hot, but they also have a lot of lefties. With Choi and Lowe, a lot of their better hitters are lefties. So Fried, being a lefty himself, would have an upper hand against some of the dead righties in that lineup. So I do like Fried probably more than Yarbrough in the matchup, as well as the talent level. I think Yarbrough, it's still a good play for price. If we wanted to fit somebody in GPPs and you kind of landed on them, I get it. All right, we'll keep going. Got to keep this quick. Got a lot to cover. Um, Next up in pitching wise, I think I would go to Ross Stripling, minus 130 favorite against the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight. He pitched really well. He pitched 6-7 innings in his first start, which is abnormal for any Dodger to pitch over 5 innings. And for a pitcher like Stripling, who was a reliever last year, that was pretty surprising to see. So it looks like he is going to be a starter this year with Kershaw being out. I think that confirms he won't split time. He will be given the ball and he'll be given the go. 9K per nine last year, under a 2 walk per nine rate last year. That's really good. He's got a average of 249 against lefties in 48 innings last year. So he does limit the platoon as well. 38% hard contact. So he's right in line with some of these other pitchers when it comes to limiting strong at bats. I think Ross Stripling is a good play for Arizona. The BVP is a little unfortunate. There are some guys that have good BVP. I'll get to that later when we talk about hitting. But Stripling does have good upside in this matchup when I think the Dodgers can win. Next up, I think we're going to go with Dylan Bundy, minus 200 favorite. He's throwing more off-speed pitches for the Angels. I noticed that in his first matchup. He's a 9K per nine guy. He throws really good fastballs. He does throw fastballs for home runs, though. So hopefully Dylan, if he's going to give up a home run or two, hopefully nobody's on base. I mean, it's just a fact. Pitchers give up runs, but the guys that can strike people out are the guys that we're looking for. And Bundy can strike people out. And if he's throwing more off-speed pitches to a dead lineup like Seattle, I have no problem going with Bundy. And hopefully Joe Madden doesn't pull his bullshit, forgive me. But Heaney last night was kind of demoralizing when he had him going 5 innings and he was dominant and he had a low pitch count. Everybody tilted off that, but what can you do? Hopefully he gives Bundy a longer leash. I mean, Bundy's a traditional starter. I don't see why he would do this in an American League matchup against a team like Seattle. We'll figure that out. We'll figure Joe Madden out another day. It's chess for him somehow, or he's just playing checkers in a game of backgammon or something. I can't figure him out. But I like Bundy. I think that's a good late slate pitcher to start with. Also, gonna go with Dinelson Lamet in the Padres and Giants matchup. He's a minus 150 favorite. 12 Ks per nine last year, 33% K rate. He does walk some guys along with those Ks, so don't expect him to go 6-7 innings. He's probably 5 and a couple of thirds, high Ks. Hopefully you pick up a win. He had an average 311 BABIP last year. That was, what can you do? If you're going to give up weak grounders, hopefully they just aren't damaging. But when you're only giving up 35% hard contact rate, those balls don't leave the yard. Those balls don't usually go for extra bases, which is good to see for Lamet. One of Rod and I's favorite pitchers too. We've done some damage with Lamet at 4K back in the day, back in the early days of our DFS careers. He topped out at 99 mile per hour fastball last matchup. I think that's really good growth to see from Lamet. He's really progressed well. And I think he's well deserving of his spot in the rotation for the Padres. And I do like him for DFS tonight. So that'll clear up pitching. Favorite probably of the slate will be Berrios. Would probably be my strongest cash play. Even though he is facing the Indians and the Indians don't strike out a lot, I think Berrios has a chance to win. Maybe Lamet is my next cash play. But those two, I think, pretty strong pitching matchups for cash. Okay, let's get into some hitting. We're going to kick it off with Baltimore and New York. This is a 10 total. Baltimore has really good BVP versus Hap, and they have been hitting the ball fairly well, actually. They tagged Boston a couple of times. They did get to Garrett Cole a little bit yesterday, so they've been hitting the ball pretty well. Severino at the catcher position. Iglesias has been batting third. He has over a 300 average with 11 at-bats versus Hap. Hanser has over a 462 batting average versus Hap and 13 at-bats with a homer. Nunez is batting over 579 with 19 at bats and 4 homers and 8 RBIs versus Happ, so he crushes J. Happ. They played each other in Baltimore, with Toronto and Baltimore, and then Happ was with the Yankees last year, so they've seen each other a time or two. Austin Hayes, he's gonna bat leadoff, young prospect, righty, really good against lefties, so keep him in mind when you're thinking about Baltimore. We got the Yankees, Judge, DJ, Sanchez, Torres, Voit, play the hits. It's the Yankees versus the Orioles. Torres destroys the Orioles, and I'm surprised he didn't do much yesterday, but usually a lock for me in a lineup when I get Torres versus the Orioles, especially when they're pitching a lefty, and means I'm going to load up on the righties and, just fire away. Got to have a Yankee stack tonight. It's unavoidable. Don't miss out. Next game up is going to be the Mets and Red Sox. I like this. Another 9 total. I like this game for one-off plays. The Mets stack has been good and bad at times. We've had a couple duds in our Mets stacks for the past couple of days. J.D. Davis is a lefty smasher. Ahmad Rosario is a really good leadoff hitter. So maybe one off a couple of these guys, Pete Alonso, Cespedes, Ramos. I like them against the lefty. Martin Perez, who got tagged in his first start. Boston, I like J.D. Martinez. Lefty smasher. It's J.D. Martinez, one of the best hitters in baseball. Bogarts, Pilar. Pilar's been hitting the ball really well. We've seen that. And Vasquez at the catcher position. So look for this game for some one-off plays and some platoon advantages and some guys that that can hit the ball really well. Next matchup, we have the Tigers and the Royals. This is a 10 total. We're going to have probably some cheap bats here. Tigers looked really impressed yesterday, and then they kind of fizzled out, and then the Royals did the same. Got out to that 4-4 in like the third inning. I thought it was going to be one of those big, huge, massive 9-9 games, but nope. We're going to go back to the well anyway. I like the KC side the most. Alex Gordon's got a 500 average and 12 at-bats and 2 homers off of Nova. Nova loves giving up hard contact to lefties. Whit Merrifield 6 for 10 in his career. Mondesi 508 at-bats with a homer. O'Hearn's going to bat 4th with a homer. Salvador Perez, Brett Phillips. Even Maikel Franco's got decent BVP versus Nova from when he played for the Phillies, and Nova played for the Pirates, so he's seen him a time or two. I really love the KC stack. If it's cheap enough, I'm going to try to fit really good pitching with this stack. And then Tigers, I like Christian Stewart, Victor Reyes, Nico Goodrum, Candelario, and Jacoby Jones have been crushing it. Or Jacoby Jones, sorry. 10 total, really good pitching, really good hitting spot here for both teams. Like I said, I like KC more. Next up, I'll have the Dodgers and D-backs. Just want to talk on the Dodgers as the better play. Kiki Hernandez is just a Robbie Ray destroyer. 4 homers off him and 39 at-bats. AJ Pollock, 400 and over 7 at-bats with a home run. Justin Turner has 2 bombs off of Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray has been tagged against these Dodgers righties for a couple years now, so I really like that play. Mookie Betts is going to be added to that, so they haven't faced each other, but I imagine Mookie seeing a lefty will be a good spot. Will Smith at catcher if he's a little cheaper. I know he's been priced up. Wouldn't want to pay over 4-5 for him. D-backs, we got Nick Ahmed with like over a 530 average with 2 bombs and 13 at-bats versus Ross Stripling. And this is what I was alluding to before. There's some good BVP. Peralta's got a 435 average and 23 at-bats. Starling Marte, Ketel Marte, they have decent BVP. Carson Kelly can hit the ball a long way. If Stripling does get tagged up, this would be a couple of guys I think could really benefit at very low ownership. Be a really good GPP stack, GPP winner stack if D-backs kind of go off, because nobody's going to have them against a decent pitcher on the slate. It's a 9.5 total too, so it's a little telling, saying, hey, there's going to be runs in this game. Which side is your guess? My guess, Dodgers, but hey, if the D-backs go off, Yeah, I warned you that it could happen. We got the Angels as my next stack. We got Darren Fletcher. He's batting over 364, 22 at bats. Trout's got really good BVP. Good Trout matchup. 400, 2 homers. Batting over 400 with 2 homers. Justin Upton's got 2 homers. Rendon, La Stella, 9 total. I don't see the Mariners have a shot and chance to win this game. After blowing it yesterday, I think they come out with a vengeance. Big stack for the Angels. That's why I like Bundy. I think the LA Angels get the victory in good style. I will have an Angels stack, Yankees stack for sure, and then gonna try to fit maybe 2 of these other teams together. Last one for a late slate play. The Padres, you got Trent Grisham, Eric Hosmer, Will Myers, Tatis, Pham, Machado. I like some of those guys for one-offs in the late slate. You're going to get an opener for the Giants, maybe like Anderson, lefty, and then you're going to get Gausman coming in, so it's going to be tough for the lefties. So I really like some righties in this matchup. Will Myers, Tatis, Pham, Machado. They're going to start out with the lefty, and then they're going to get Gausman, who's actually harder on lefties than he is righties. So I like these Padres as a one-off tonight. But that'll do it for today's MLB breakdown. If you want to give me a like and a comment and subscribe to our channel, FSI DFS. Follow me on Twitter, TKNation47. It's been a blast. Let's keep it going. And hopefully we get some green screens. And hopefully we're part of the late crunch. All right. Have a good day.